When we build communities with nothing but pavement and buildings, rainwater is funneled quickly and unfiltered to streams and rivers rather than soak into the ground as it should. Stormwater runoff is a major cause of water pollution in urban areas because it carries trash, bacteria, heavy metals, and other pollutants from the urban landscape. And surging stormwater flows resulting from heavy rains can cause erosion and flooding in urban streams, damaging habitat, property, and infrastructure. But we've learned how to better deal with stormwater. By following the model of natural systems, letting the water spread out, slow down, and soak in, we can reduce flooding and improve water quality. Green infrastructure uses landscaping, green roofs, permeable pavement, and stormwater harvest and reuse systems to store, infiltrate, and evaporate stormwater. This reduces peak flows and improves water quality. And there are examples of green infrastructure that you can see in downtown. Some of these examples are small and you may never have noticed them. Over here in Kennedy Park near 100 Chenango Street there's a small plaza, but these paving stones are special. Instead of funneling stormwater directly to the storm sewer system, these are permeable pavers that allow the water to soak down to the subsoil. That slows down the surge of stormwater and it filters the water before it reaches the nearby Chenango River. If you're looking for a place to pour one out for your homies, this is it. Here's a street tree by 2 Court Street, but it's not like the other plantings you see around downtown. This one is notched on one side to capture runoff from the sidewalk and retain it for the benefit of the tree. But the building at 2 Court Street hosts a much larger green infrastructure project. The owners installed a green roof which cut glare from the sun into the adjacent offices, reduced heat loss in the winter, cooled the building interior in the summer, and slowed and filtered stormwater before it reaches the river. An even bigger green infrastructure project is starting soon at Governmental Plaza on Hawley Street. Built during the urban renewal period, the plaza was once a point of civic pride with fountains, internationally recognized works of art, and a large pedestrian plaza that hosted orchestral concerts. But sadly, it has been allowed to deteriorate. Many of its original amenities have been removed or no longer function. I spoke with the person behind this ambitious plan to bring the plaza back through green infrastructure. That's Beth Lucas, the new Director of Planning for Broome County.
The Government Plaza project is a project to implement green infrastructure practices at a county facility that houses both the county office building, city hall, and the state office building that was built in the 70s, but because it was built so long ago, really didn't integrate a lot of the sustainability practices we see today. This is really a personal passion project of mine. I work at the Broome County office building, so whenever I go outside on my lunch break, before or after work, it really is pretty depressing the way that the plaza currently looks, and so it doesn't really make you want to spend your free time out there. So I think that having a great public space like this downtown will be great for anybody that works downtown. It'll kind of, it'll create a lot of community character, and it'll be a real asset to the community as a whole, where you could do public events, or you could, just relax and spend some time. The budget is nearly $2 million for this project, and we received that money from a variety of sources. The main source of funding comes from a state grant from the Environmental Facilities Corporation. They fund projects to do green infrastructure at new or existing properties. There's a small portion of the grant, about $200,000, that came from a Greater Binghamton Fund grant to fund improvements in our local downtowns. And then there's small portions that came from local funding sources.
The final project will have green roofs, stormwater planters, and cisterns to hold stormwater for reuse. Aesthetic improvements include opening up the front wall for pedestrians, creating an outdoor cafe space, and constructing a small stage for public events. My last question to Beth was, how did you overcome opposition to this project?
So I guess the real key is to not just try to do a project just for the sake of doing a project. And you don't really, doing a sustainability project just because it integrates sustainability principles, isn't going to get you too far. You really need to identify what are the needs in your community, what are the projects that you need to do anyway, where maybe you could integrate sustainability into those. And really, that's how you're going to be able to gain support from your elected officials and other staff people that need to help you along the way.